The moment I cracked open her diary, the air in our bedroom thickened, as if the walls themselves knew I was trespassing into a forbidden corner of her heart. My fingers trembled, hovering over the leather-bound book, its pages worn from years of secrets. I wasn't supposed to be here, rifling through Emily's private thoughts, but the gnawing suspicion that had haunted me for months left me no choice. It was a betrayal of trust to read her words, but what I found shattered my world far more than my guilt ever could. We'd been married for 7 years, Emily and I. Our life together was a patchwork of quiet moments, coffee shared on foggy mornings, her laughter at my terrible puns, the way she'd curl into me on the couch during thunderstorms. She was my anchor, the one person who made sense of the chaos in my head. But lately something had shifted. Her smiles were fleeting, her eyes distant, like she was looking through me instead of at me. She'd started locking her phone, staying late at work, and brushing off my questions with a forced cheerfulness that felt like a lie. I told myself I was paranoid, that love this steady couldn't just unravel. But doubt is a relentless thing, burrowing deeper with every unanswered question. It was a Tuesday evening when I found the diary. Emily was at another work dinner, and I was alone in our too-quiet house, the ticking of the kitchen clock amplifying my unease. I'd been searching for a spare charger in her nightstand when my fingers brushed against the small, black book tucked beneath a pile of receipts. My heart thudded. I knew what it was instantly. Emily had always been a writer, pouring her soul into journals since we met in college. I'd never read one before. It felt like crossing a line. But the weight of her recent distance pressed against my chest, and I needed answers. I sat on the edge of our bed, the diary heavy in my hands. The first few pages were mundane, grocery lists, reminders about bills, a note about a coworker's birthday. But then, a date from 3 months ago caught my eye, written in her familiar, looping script. I saw him today. God, it's like no time has passed. Him. The word hit like a punch. I read on, my breath shallow, as Emily's words painted a picture I wasn't prepared for. Jake's still the same, charming, reckless, the kind of man who makes you feel alive just by looking at you. I thought I was over him, but sitting across from him at the cafe, I felt it all again. The spark. The pull. Everything I've been missing with Tom. Tom. That's me. The man she married. The man who thought he was her everything. My hands shook as I turned the pages, each entry peeling back another layer of her secret heart. Jake was her ex, the one she'd dated before me, the one she'd described as a beautiful mistake. I'd heard the stories, how he'd broken her heart, how she'd spent months piecing herself back together. But now, her words told a different story. Jake says he never stopped loving me. He's changed, he says. I want to believe him. But what about Tom? He's good, steady, safe. But is safe enough? Safe. The word stung, a blade slicing through the illusion of our life together. I wasn't her love, her passion. I was her fallback, the reliable choice when Jake had left her broken. My chest tightened, a mix of rage and heartbreak swirling inside me. I kept reading, unable to stop, each entry a fresh wound. She'd been meeting Jake in secret. Coffee dates, late-night texts, a weekend trip she'd claimed was for work. I don't know what I'm doing, she wrote. I love Tom, but it's not the same. With Jake, it's like I'm 22 again, like I'm free. Free. As if I'd been her cage. I slammed the diary shut, my vision blurring with tears I didn't want to shed. The room felt too small, the air too thin. I wanted to confront her, to scream, to demand why I wasn't enough. But the thought of her walking through the door, unaware that I knew, paralyzed me. What would I say? How could I face the woman I loved, knowing she'd been dreaming of someone else? When Emily came home that night, I was sitting in the dark, the diary hidden back in her nightstand. She flicked on the light, her smile faltering when she saw my face. Tom, you okay? She asked, her voice soft but tinged with something, guilt maybe? Yeah. I lied, my throat tight. Just tired. She nodded, kicking off her shoes and launching into a story about her co-worker's latest drama. Her words washed over me, meaningless. All I could hear were the ones she'd written, the ones that said I was second best. I watched her move through our routine, brushing her teeth, slipping into pajamas, kissing my forehead before bed, and I wondered how she could act so normal while carrying this secret. Did she feel anything for me at all? The next few days were torture. I couldn't look at her without seeing Jake's name scrawled across her diary. Every time her phone buzzed, I imagined it was him. Every time she left the house, I wondered where she was really going. I started checking her phone when she showered, scrolling through messages that confirmed nothing but fueled my paranoia. I hated who I was becoming, suspicious, bitter, a shadow of the man who'd vowed to trust her forever. I tried to talk to her, to bridge the gap before it swallowed us whole. Over dinner one night, I reached for her hand. Are you happy? With us, I mean. Her eyes flickered. A moment of hesitation that cut deeper than any words. Of course, she said, squeezing my hand. Why would you even ask that? I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But her diary was a siren in my mind. Its truths louder than her reassurances. I started pulling away, my silence a shield against the pain. She noticed, of course. You've been so quiet lately, she said one morning, her brow furrowed. What's going on, Tom? Nothing, I muttered, unable to meet her eyes. How could I tell her I knew? How could I admit I'd violated her trust to uncover her betrayal? The breaking point came a week later. Emily was out, and I was home, alone with my thoughts and that damn diary. I read it again, torturing myself with every word. The final entry was from 2 days ago. Jake asked me to leave Tom, to start over with him. I don't know what to do. I love them both, but in such different ways. Tom's my home, but Jake's my fire. Can I live without that spark? I couldn't breathe. She was choosing. She was weighing me against him, like I was a pros and cons list instead of her husband. I didn't wait for her to come home. I grabbed my keys and drove, no destination in mind, just needing to escape the suffocating truth. Hours later, I found myself at a park we used to visit, sitting on a bench where we'd once carved our initials into the wood. I traced the letters T and E, and wondered if they'd ever meant anything to her. When I finally returned home, Emily was waiting, her eyes red from crying. Where were you? She demanded, her voice breaking. I was so worried. I stared at her, the weight of her diary burning in my chest. I read it, I said, the words spilling out before I could stop them. Your diary. I know about Jake. Her face crumpled, shock and guilt warring in her expression. Tom, don't. I cut her off, my voice shaking. Don't lie to me. I know I'm your backup plan. Your safe choice. You've been seeing him, dreaming of him, while I've been here, loving you like an idiot. She sank onto the couch, tears streaming down her face. It's not like that, she whispered. I didn't mean for this to happen. Then what is it like? I shouted, the dam breaking. Tell me, Emily. Tell me why I wasn't enough. She sobbed, hugging her knees. You are enough, she said, her voice barely audible. You're everything I should want. But Jake, he's a part of me I thought I'd buried. When I saw him again, it brought it all back. I got lost in it, Tom. I'm so sorry. Her words were a knife, twisting deeper. Do you love him? I asked, dreading the answer. She hesitated, and that pause was answer enough. I love you, she said finally. But I don't know if it's the same anymore. I wanted to scream, to beg, to shake her until she remembered who we were. But all I could do was stand there, the man who'd built his life around her, watching it collapse. I can't do this, I said, my voice hollow. I can't be your second choice. Tom, please, she begged, reaching for me. We can fix this. I'll stop seeing him. I'll do anything. But I stepped back, her touch burning like a betrayal. I don't know if I can trust you again, I said. I don't know if I can trust myself to love you without wondering if you're thinking of him. She cried harder, but I couldn't comfort her. Not this time. I walked out, the door slamming behind me, and drove to a motel, where I spent the night staring at the ceiling, replaying her words in my mind. The next morning, I came home to find her gone, a note on the kitchen counter. I need time to figure out who I am without you or him. I'm so sorry, Tom. I never meant to hurt you. Weeks have passed, and I'm still here, in a house that feels like a ghost of our life. I don't know if she's with Jake, or if she's alone, or if she'll ever come back. All I know is the ache in my chest, the weight of a love that wasn't enough. I keep her diary on the nightstand, unopened now, A reminder of the truth I wish I'd never found. Some days I think I hate her. Others, I miss her so much it hurts to breathe. But the worst part? I don't know if I'll ever trust anyone again. Not her, not myself. Not the idea of love that once felt so certain.